Alrighty.
Hey guys, it's Gunther here from Outdoorphoto. We are on an embargo day with Roger from Canon. Roger, thank you very much for coming in.
Great to see you again. Thanks for
and
having us.
bringing all these cool new toys into the shop.
Yeah, no, it's
I keep
fantastic.
calling them toys, but it's only because I feel like a child around
Oh,
them.
no, yeah, we all do. If you're not excited about it, there's something definitely wrong. It's always cool to have nice toys, yeah.
It is. Obviously, we're going to have a look at some of the ranges and things that you guys have brought out. I mean, we've done a video on this 50, 35, and 24 VCM lenses, the L-series. Incredible image quality, 1.4 aperture, same size, same weight. And now there's a fourth one in the family.
Yeah, the 20mm 1.4 announced today, the logical extension. And as you quite rightly mentioned, that L-series, we all know what L-series means, 1.4 across the range. But the fact that they've all got the same sort of focus ring, they've all got the same control ring, but they've also got the same manual iris ring. And it's declicked, so it's a smooth iris. It's deactivated in photo mode, so it's only active in video. But as you mentioned, I mean, we launched the 35 in June in 24, and then the 50 and the 24 that came along in November. It kind of made sense, and a lot of people sort of looked at them individually, and they're great lenses individually, but when you see them together, it's like there's a light bulb moment, you know, they're the same size. The weight difference is about sort of 15, 20 grams between each one. So resetting a gimbal, for example, is going to take seconds. But the best thing, as I say, all of the rings in the same place across the entire setup. All the same filter thread on the front, if you've got the same matte box or same front filter, all the same drop-in gel filter on the back. Those things, it kind of makes sense when you see them all together. And I'm so glad that we were able to put them here in a line, because that's the thing that a lot of people are going to miss. Photographically, they're great, but hybrid is essentially the message.
I mean, hybrid is definitely the direction that everybody's going in.
Of course.
I mean, either you're shooting video, you're shooting stills, but now with all the new technology out, I mean, people are shooting video and stills. People are going out on trips, they're doing portrait shoots, they're doing whatever, but they're also recording video.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you can do it all with the same equipment. You don't need separate items for everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
And just touching on this whole ring thing, I've not been a fan of the multifunction rings on the RF lenses.
Fair enough.
Simply because they're on different spots. Using a 24-105, it's over here. Using 100 to 500, it's over there. But with these, they're all in the same spot. So now it is really becoming a practical option. And setting it up and using it, I look forward to taking this out and doing a video on this. But this is exciting.
Excellent,
And I want to give it its own time and space. So if you would be keen to leave these with me, I'd love to do something on that.
Absolutely, yeah. So again, seeing them in isolation is good enough. I mean, that 24 1.4 is exquisite. It's an amazing lens, and as you well know, it's one of my favorite lenses of all time. I've got it tattooed on my arm. You know, the 24 1.4. That's the EF Mark II, which I think I'm going to have to scratch out in favor of this one. But one tiny little thing when you do mention that it's not a tiny thing, it is a thing. All of these lenses have a little bit of a price, and it's not just in terms of financial price. In order to make them the same sort of size, the same length, the same filter threads, there's a bit of a sacrifice, whether it's vignetting, whether it's edge sharpening, whether it's a bit of fall off. Electronic correction is something that you must do. And these are things we tell a lot of people. There's a lens correction tab in your menu. Turn it on, and digital lens optimizer, turn it on. It's only going to improve the quality. If you open a raw file in a third-party software package and you don't see an effect, and you open it in a Canon package, you see an effect, you'll see what that difference is. It's worth doing, especially for photographers, the stills guys. But I'm so glad you mentioned the fact that hybrid word. So many photographers are learning that little red button and what it can do.
So crucial, and it's such an easy switch over. I mean, even setting up your stuff, if you're a photographer and you are doing your portraits or whatever, just by pressing that little red button, you can set it up as a shortcut key to go straight to your specific video settings. And you can quite easily add to your Instagram reels or your package, shoot vertical or whatever. I mean, as much as I hate shooting vertical, it's part of life now.
Yes, of
shooting
course.
9 by 16.
9 by 16. It's wrong, hey?
It feels wrong saying it every single time. But it's part of life now.
And we find photographers make the best videographers because they've already got a fundamental understanding of shutter speed, aperture, and ISO, and how those three things come together, and what what an ND filter will do if you have to shoot at 50 ISO at 1.2 at 40, 50 frames a second, whatever it is. Photographers know that better. But what photographers have to learn is, sound is more important than anything else. And it's a moving medium, not a moving camera. Those are the two lessons. Again, free little tip there on embargo day, completely off the side here. Just to say that,
some life experience.
If you're a photographer, learn those two things, and you'll be quite excited by what you're going to get out of your videos.
This is very cool, but I want to segue
the big news
into some of the rest of this range that we're talking about.
Cool.
You guys obviously brought out the V10,
yes,
being a great vlogging camera,
absolutely,
entry level, everything. But this is now on the table.
So this is the PowersShot V1, and you can see it's start of the PowersShot V series or V range, whatever you want to call it. The V in the V10 very much stood for vlogging. In the V1, it's very much a vlogging kind of word, but I think probably it can also be saying video centric. So we're making products that are a little bit more designed video first. Some of them are photographic. I mean, like the V10, it's a video camera. It's got a start and stop record on the front, it's got the flip up screen, good microphone, etc. This is the logical step up. So we saw the V10 as a step up from either a smartphone or an action cam, and all of those products have their places. But for a lot of people, there's a need to go a little bit further. And we've seen the enormous popularity of the G7X, the Mark III, on socials. It's proven to be
a massive surge again.
It went through phases. When we first launched it, people like Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon, they were all raving about how great it was. Then it became, the top 3 vlogging cameras of all time. It was in there, and everybody liked it. And make no mistake, it's going to stay on the range for a while. But this is going to come in as a model kind of above it. Physically, it's a bit bigger. It's a little bit more comfortable on the hands. The V1 as a logical step up from either a V10 or even a G7X for that matter. G7X had a 1-inch sensor. This is a 1.4-inch. It's got a sort of 16 to 30 type zooms, like a 2-3 times zoom, 16 to 50, I should say, sorry, which is really good. It's got a nice wide angle at 2.8. At the top end, it's f4, 4.5. It's not incredibly bright, but you've got a 1.4-inch sensor, means your low light is definitely better. Video capabilities, does 4K 30, downsampled from 5.5K. It does C-Log, which is really, really cool. It does do 4K 60, it is cropped off that sensor again, so you have to bear that in mind. But vlogging centric, we thought first and foremost of what vloggers are going to want. They want long filming times. So yeah, it uses an LP17 battery, but it can be powered via USB-C.
That is very cool.
You can also stream via USB-C. It's only in Full HD 30 on this model, but it's quite handy. You have got C-Log. You are, however, limited to an 8-bit 420 video signal. It's not really the kind of target market we're using. It's probably not going to use the C-Log kind of button, but if you want to add it as a second or a third camera, and everything else is C-Log, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Ergonomics, you feel it's quite comfortable, quite easy to use. Cool things they've added, this little microphone fluffy. Not only does it have the on-camera microphone, which is great, but you've got your win thing. This is in the bag, and it slides into that Canon S accessory chute. So the Canon microphones that we have that'll go into there and be powered from the camera are amazing. If you look carefully, you'll also see a cooling system. Thanks Canon rumors for putting pictures of this on the internet for the last couple of weeks, and we weren't allowed to talk about it, even though everybody kind of knew. But we know that sort of 4K 30, 4K 60 is going to get bottom, and the cooling system means unlimited record time. So there's no 30-minute time limit like there used to be in the past. If you're powering via USB-C, absolutely phenomenal. There's no saga with that. So a very logical, thought-out camera, and indeed not only doing the 16:9, but also the 9:16, if you so desire, and everything you could want. Your external microphone socket, external headphone socket, clean HDMI and USB-C. It's quite a small package. I was quite surprised to find the battery, but not a charger. Well, it charges via USB-C, so that kind of thing. The wrist strap, it seems incongruous, but it is definitely a thing that people like, because this is very much that sort of hybrid machine. You'll see that photo and video, one dial, but the photo and video is right there.
Super easy to switch over.
Exactly. And the clincher is already, it's going to perform that little bit better than what you have if you've got an action cam or little pocket camera or phone.
And the dial, obviously, also a very easy indicator that this is from entry level to your top end photographers or videographers. You've got manual AV, TV, you've got custom functions, you've got scene modes, you've got auto.
Yeah.
It's just not marked green. But it's okay.
Yes, yeah, no, I get that. But you've also got to bear in mind there are some people who are coming from like a 700D or a 250D or a 2000D, for example. They know what that dial does. And it's kind of simple to go, oh, hang on, I'm putting it in manual for photos or I'm putting it in manual for video. You're just flicking the photo video. I love the tally lamp at the front. I love the record button. So there is still the shutter release for photo, but that record button. If you remember the G7X, it was down the back somewhere. So that's really cool for people filming themselves. Have that record button very easy to see, and the little red flashing light. You're filming yourself, you know.
Yeah, this is very convenient. Yeah. And obviously without the charger, I mean, everything is going towards USB-C, and it means less e-waste.
Yeah, 100%.
So you don't have, I mean, I've got an entire panel here full of different chargers. I just wish there's one charger and one battery we could get in
one charger to rule them all, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is I'm also fairly impressed by how light it feels.
Yeah.
It is bulky, it is big, it is easier to hold in my grubby hands.
Yeah.
But it is surprisingly light. And as you mentioned, the external ports for the mic inputs and everything else that you need. This is truly a great little setup.
Yeah.
For vlogging, for sell videos.
Yeah.
Obviously, stills is still a thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's talk video.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. But the thing, like you mentioned, the majority of gimbals or tripods will have a bracket that you know they'll mount like this, but you can get those L-shaped brackets to mount the thing vertically. Your cabling is all under here, which is handy. It's something you're gonna have to get your head around. But that screen for vloggers, they want to see themselves the whole screen.
Yeah.
There was some sort of thought process about doing a screen like here, like on the G7X. But we often found that people using a microphone or a fluffy or whatever it is, and you're obscuring a bit of the frame. So that can be quite a handy thing. I must admit, getting around filming vertically is an interesting thing. But obviously you've got things like your Camera Connect app. So you've got live streaming via the USB-C on standard UVC. So UVC means you open whatever it is, from Teams to Zoom to whatever, OBS. It's going to see the camera immediately as a video source. No proprietary software, no any. You remember the days of like, what was it, EOS webcam utility? Like, we thought we were excited at the time.
COVID days.
Yes, it's definitely COVID days. Yeah, but having that sort of universal format is really cool. I'm really excited about that, and I think don't underestimate the size of that sensor. When a lot of the competition products are at 1 inch, and a lot, even the V10 is 1 inch, the G7X was 1 inch. The 1 inch sensor is good. But the 1.4, I think it's going to be another level. When we start looking at low lights, interiors, etc., it's going to be exciting.
This is very cool.
Ha!
This is really very cool.
Let's just move it to the side, because
I'm just going to move this to the side.
Because we have to talk this, Mum, and I think
because I like buttons.
Of course.
That thing's got a lot of cool buttons.
So this is an extension of the V products that we have, the V series products, the Canon EOS V, EOS V there is only the one, but PowersShot V there's 2 models. But the whole idea is to have something that is video centric, and this is introducing the EOS R50V, and it does have a lovely EOS RV little logo on the front there, which hints at possible future something that is part of that kind of lineup. But this is very much the first thing. And it's kind of weird because Canon has this reputation of being the photographic brand, not the video brand. And you know, we've been making movie cameras since the 1950s.
Yeah, we've got an entire cinema range.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like hidden.
You know, well, not hidden, but yeah. But broadcast lenses. Majority of people don't realize that 70 to 80% of what you've been seeing broadcast over the last sort of 20, 30 years has come out of a Canon lens. Anyway, because we kind of own the broadcast space. And then, we look at SLRs. We were the first company to do full HD video on an SLR. We know video, whether it's coming from film, the old 8mm, 16mm cine, going into 8mm video and high 8 video, going into digital and DV cams. Remember DVD camcorders? Some of you, okay, showing my age here, DVD camcorders. My son picked one out of a cupboard the other day. I was like, what the hell is this? I'm like, don't go there.
You're not ready for this.
You're not ready for it. But we've been strong in video for so long, and it kind of made sense. And it was kind of weird that we got this reputation of being the photographic brand, and another brand, for example, got the reputation of being video. We've been doing it longer. So anyway, moving along to this baby. So what we have here is EOS R50V, and exactly what it says on the box. It is a video version of the R50. Immediately you can see the viewfinder's gone away. It means it's a lot less photographic looking. The dial is 99% video. There is one photo button and it does photos exactly the same as the R50. Let's move away from that immediately because you can still use it as a photo camera if you so desire.
This is more focused towards video.
It is, it's video.
R50V.
Exactly, right. And it's part of the EOS RV range. Or
can do stills.
Yes.
But let's still video.
Video first and foremost. First thing you're going to notice, the other new lens we added to the range, so not only the new 20mm, we've added a 14 to 30, and you can see there's a wonderful little power zoom type of option on the side there.
Very cool.
What's great is the unique thing about the R50V is you've got the power zoom that's controlled here, but this lens will fit and work on an existing R50 or existing R10, R7, any of the crop sensor cameras, your zoom is still there. And it's a variable speed, so touch it lightly, you've got that slow creep, you can slam it and it goes straight from wide to telly. It's a very short range, 14 to 30 isn't a hell of a lot, it's just literally a 2x zoom. But for vloggers, again, I'm going to throw that term out there, I hate pigeonholing people as vloggers. Content creators is kind of wide, but for guys who are video strong, that's really handy. For the wide shot, me in situ, establishing shot, 30 is a little bit more of a head and shoulders or waist level kind of thing. But your video dial, your custom modes, your manual, your automatic, etc. Those are really cool. Your record button on the front here, if you do in stills mode, that's your stills button. But oh my gosh, there's another one there. So 2 record buttons. Tally lamp. For people filming themselves, they want to see themselves. That's a big thing. Obviously with the RF mount, you got access to all of the RF lenses, everything from the super wide twin fisheye 3.9mm to the 1200mm, and you'd be mad to put it on a 1200mm. Guess what I did the first time I got one of these? I put it on a 1200. Yeah, so that's essentially the great thing about it. But they've thought long and hard about a lot of things. So there is microphone on board and speaker on board as well, so you can play back what you hear what you're playing back. That's really cool, but you do have your external microphone socket. You also have the headphone socket with an audio level, so you can monitor your audio from the camera side. As you would expect, clean HDMI and USB-C. Why didn't you put the full size HDMI? Well, then the camera would be bigger. This is a tiny camera. Tiny camera means tiny HDMI. It's very much a case of you'll get your mind around it, you'll deal with it. It's not really the end of the world. But when you look at the other side, that to me, the vertical tripod mount, the second I saw that, I was like, finally. We know, and you and I spoke about this, the 9x16 versus the 16x9. Having that vertical mount there, it means it's designed natively to shoot vertically if you so desire. So many of us photographers come from video because we're watching it on a TV set. 90% of the content creators are watching it on a phone, and that makes so much sense. So whether it's a little table tripod or a grip, whatever it is, that vertical thing is very, very cool.
It's going to be very handy.
You noticed one or two of the ergonomic things that you quite liked.
One of the things, obviously, with the thumb switch on and off, that is very convenient. Everything, the recording button, fingertip there. You've obviously got the live button, and we'll dive into that as well because that's very cool. But one of the things that I picked up was the odd new little record button right in the front.
Yeah.
Now, on that, my mind immediately goes to the practical side of it. Obviously, if I'm recording on something like this, I would have typically held it like this, recording with my thumb.
Yeah.
And then obviously this new lens is incredible with its electronic zoom.
Yeah.
But why this switch in the front? And then I figured, if I'm doing any selfie recording, that is ideal where the thumb button is.
Yeah.
That is a perfect fit for that button.
You've got bigger hands than me, but even when I tried it, I was like, okay, that makes sense. I'm used to using Canon's HGB100TR, the one with the Bluetooth remote control.
That's a lot of...
Yeah, I know, a lot of letters. But it's got a zoom, and it's got a start record button on the grip. So that's me, that's what I like, so yeah. But I get that, and I think that's a really, really cool thing. Let's look at the nitty gritty. Same LP17 battery as the R50, as the R10, as the R8, as
USB-C powered?
USB-C powered. You've got not only Full HD 30, but you've also got 4K 30 and 4K 60 out on the USB-C. Nice. Please bear in mind that when you're chucking out 4K, you can't charge. Unlike the other baby, which puts out Full HD 30, I think I'll have to double check the nitty gritty, but from what I can gather, because it's only sending out Full HD, it can actually power and stream at the same time. TBC, don't quote me on that one. This one, however, is definitely, if you're doing 4K 60, it's 4K 60, nothing else. So, a good battery pack. There will be third-party external power supplies. We even make an external power supply to the dummy battery kind of vibe. So it's quite convenient. Whether this is going to become the permanent emplacement in front of your computer as your standard sort of webcam, one step up from webcam, or if it's your out and about and then comes into the studio kind of scenario. The 4K 30 off the sensor, it's 6K downscaled. You got 422 10-bit with C-Log. You can't underestimate how amazing that is in a camera this tiny. I mean, you saw from the V1, that's only 420 8-bit. Having 10-bit, having 422 color, the average vlogger doesn't know about that. The average vlogger doesn't care about that. But if you put this in a scenario together with an R6 II or an R5 II or a C70, especially a C70 and an R7, for example, they've all got either crop sensor or Super 35mm sensor. All of them shoot 4K 30, all of them shoot 10-bit 422, all of them got C-Log, all of a sudden I've got 3 different cameras, all of them shooting with a look that looks exactly the same. And you've got looks on here, you've got BT709 and all that kind of story, which is, for a camera of this caliber, camera of this price point, camera of this size, is quite unusual. So your average vlogger, YouTuber kind of one-man operation, it doesn't matter. It's like, hey guys, welcome back to the channel, I'm here at whatever, fantastic. The guy's thinking a little bit more seriously about that sort of studio setup. Whether it's something like you have here with 2 or 3 cameras and 1 or 2 top-down cameras, to put 3, 4, 7 C70s is it's a bit spicy, yeah. To put 4 R6 Mark IIs in here, this one at the sort of price point, which is going to be closer to 20 grand with the lens, is all of a sudden a very, very attractive proposition.
It is attractive to me. I think this is an incredible piece of kit.
So cool things you mentioned, the live button, and yes, I know I'm doing a lot of talking because I'm preempting your questions. The live button for me, I thought was pretty damn cool. So obviously you've got your Bluetooth handshake between your camera and your phone, you've got your Wi-Fi one-to-one link. If you have data on your phone, obviously you're going to connect to your internet via 4G, 5G, whatever it is, on your phone, and you connect from the camera to the phone via Wi-Fi. So you do your first setup. Your first setup using Canon's Camera Connect, the new version announced today, the same day as the camera.
All right.
Which then you'll then do the link. And you say, okay, for that one touch live button, every time I push it, I need to go straight from the camera to TikTok. Here's my account on TikTok, here's my YouTube, here's my Instagram, whatever it is. In field, it's gonna take a few seconds, hit the live button. It then does that Bluetooth handshake, make sure your phone's in connection, connects via Wi-Fi, the phone connects to the internet, opens your TikTok, and starts your live with one push. If you're connected via USB-C, and again, depending on the app that you're using, that one push live also starts streaming via USB-C live to the platform that you've chosen. Canon's thinking, and it's quite astonishing that when we looked at the V10, a lot of people thought this is kind of weird. And it came off the back of us talking to a ton of vloggers. And we estimate there's about 200, 220, 250 million vloggers in the world at the moment. People actually earning a living from creating content. Around about 40 to 50 million of them are active daily. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And yes, the smartphone is the camera of choice, but pretty much everybody is trying to elevate their quality. Pretty much everybody's trying to take it to another level. This is maybe at the top end of what they want, but from the phone to a V10, logical step. V10 to a V1, logical step. V1 to an R50V, logical step. And then if you look at an R6 II or an R5 II or a C70, you started this video with range, and I can't be grateful to you enough. It's not only about a range of lenses, it's about a range of products with a logical line of succession. I think
next step.
We touched on it with the R1 as well. So the R3 was like a light version of the R1. The R6 II is a light version of the R3. The R8 was a light version of the R6 II. Oh, there's a range of high-speed sports action cameras with tracking autofocus with 24 million pixels, good low light performance. Oh, there's a range. I'm so glad that you picked up on that. You started on the video with that.
You also just mentioned focus.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got tracking of all kinds of stuff in this.
Yes.
DAF.
So yeah, dual pixel autofocus is there. It's also on the V1, wherever you put that one, you've hidden over there. For a camera that's this compact, to have dual pixel autofocus is a big thing. So this does people and animals. This has got exactly the same as the R50, people, animals, vehicles, or no priority or auto priority. Having dual pixel autofocus on that makes sense. Have it on this is quite surprising. And dare I say it, Google dual pixel autofocus or go on YouTube and see what people think. It's class leading. We're pretty damn sure we're class leading. It was already good before the R1 came along, and then the R1 just went and said, yeah, let's go the next step. Yeah.
See you and I'll raise you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is incredible stuff. Roger, I can't thank you enough for coming in and sharing this stuff with us.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing what people are going to create with us.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, this is absolutely empowering people to go out, go and be creative, and making it easier for people to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And again, like you mentioned, that obvious next step.
Yeah.
You started off with a cell phone, maybe it's going great. You want to take that next step in quality and delivering a next step product. And these items are exactly the tools that people need to get to it.
Yeah, and the video first, without sacrificing photo. And it's like the R50 on its own, an incredible photographic camera. The video is also damn good as well. You know, this is another level. Make no mistake, it's definitely another level. But all of our cameras are hybrid anyway. We've had video on cameras since 2008. It's not like we're playing second fiddle as the other video brand. We are the video brand and photo. But, yeah.
This is good. I look forward to taking these things out into the field. Jason Yamar.
Thanks for having us. It's been a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look forward to it. Cheers.